Hello and welcome to this late afternoon taste challenge. We have two Kentucky straight bourbon whiskeys, no age statement, which means they're both aged at least 4 years. This is Henry McKenna, introduced a long time ago. The name might have been only introduced in 1961 as a brand, but the company was founded in 1855, and now it is a Heaven Hill brand. Heaven Hill bought it out. So there's no Henry McKenna distillery. It's just done at Heaven Hill in Kentucky, Bardstown, or maybe at one of their other facilities. Arriving from Ireland in 1837, during the time when Ireland was part of the United Kingdom. Remember, Ireland was part of the United Kingdom from 1801, when the United Kingdom was formed, United Kingdom of Ireland and Great Britain and Ireland, until 1922, when it became a self-governing dominion, as they used to call it, a dominion. But Northern Ireland remains until this very day a part of the United Kingdom. So anyway, and then in 1949 they became a republic with their own president and no connection, no connection to the British Crown. They took away all of the king's authority over Ireland, but not Northern Ireland. But that's not really my problem, is it? It's not your problem. You say, well, it's my problem. You might be a viewer saying, it's my problem. I live in Northern Ireland. Well, yes, in that case, it might be. All right, Burley Sullivan says, clink in the mugs, clink in the mugs, clink in the mugs. Haircut looks good, young man. Oh, thank you. Good evening. I was watching your video when I saw this notification, laughing out loud. Oh, good. You can go back and watch the other one. Check something real fast. Could be an interruption. They were working on the roof, porch roof, not the house, but the front porch roof, and everything was, looked like it was progressing pretty well. And then this thunderstorm came, and they weren't finished. I'm laughing, but I'm really crying. And so then, of course, rain's pouring through the ceiling of the roof onto the patio, the pavement, the concrete. Disgusting. And they had this it's like pull away roofing. It's roll. The front porch roofing is roll. So it's like a peeling stick. You peel away the paper, the plastic, and it sticks. Well, it ain't gonna stick to wet wood. There was a cold front coming through. I mean, in Louisiana, a cold front means in October it might get to 62 at night. You know what I'm saying? A cold. I was just looking into studying abroad in Northern Ireland. Well, that sounds like a good idea. I just recently purchased, says CP, a fifth of McKenna. It's okay for the price, but Jim Beam is better. Yes, I agree. Cheers, Ron, says BC's beer reviews. Regardless whether it's a bottle or a can, he's going to review it. Okay. So enough talk about the roof. I don't know what they're going to do out there. They might try to dry it or just give up and come back tomorrow when the sun is out drying it. Sickening situation, though. What's up, man? Eddie Nicholson says, well, I'm trying to get this house repaired. So, like everybody else in this town, 80% of the houses in this town, in this parish, not the town, the parish. We don't have counties, we have parishes. Same thing, basically. 80% of the houses were either damaged or destroyed. Well, I'm sitting in the house, so you can see it wasn't destroyed, but it was damaged. I know a guy that lives in the next parish east, and his house was destroyed. The insurance company said, we can't fix it. It's not worth it. We're just going to demolish it, rebuild it. He was very unhappy about that. He works for a local chemical plant. He's from New York, but he's a transplant. Like so many people in Louisiana, transplants to work in the chemical industry. All right, so George McKenna, 80% alcohol. I mean, ha ha ha. Yeah, sure. 40% alcohol, 80 proof. Man, I was on the West Bank in the town where that guy right next to where he lives in the next town over. And I bought this at Majoria's. It was $8.99. I wasn't going there looking for this. I was not looking for this. But I said, Henry McKenna, I know nothing about this bourbon, but it's $8.99 and I'll buy it. Is a commonwealth any different from a state, or is it just a semantics? Yeah, it's just semantics. Wow, 80% alcohol. Haha. Yeah, 40%. 80 proof. Commonwealth, if you look it up, it just means a state. So these people in Kentucky that say, I don't live in a state, I live in a commonwealth. I said, you ever looked up a commonwealth? What it means? It's like an old English term for a state. You say, well, what about the Commonwealth of Nations? They used to call it the British Commonwealth. Well, it's a state of states. Commonwealth of Nations. Use your brain. It's a state of states. Queen Elizabeth is the head of the Commonwealth, and it's really an association. It's not really a country. It's not a country. It never was a country. It was just they used to call it the British Empire. All right, now, but they didn't like the way that sounded. Once again, not my problem. Although I was born in an area that used to be part of the British Empire called Baton Rouge. Baton Rouge was owned by the British from 1763 to 1783. All right, but anyway, Jim Beam Repeal Batch. I drank all the regular Jim Beam, but I got a Jim Beam Repeal Batch introduced in 2018. No age statement, non-chill filtered, 86 proof. I think I made a mistake on my notes. Let me check. 160 proof bourbon would be killer. Yeah, it would be killer, like literally. Gonna crack a Rainier. Okay, Rainier beer. Yeah, I put the right notes. The correct note. Cheers, Louisiana beer reviews. The difference between a socialist and a Marxist is well, Karl Marx explained that. He said, why are we calling it the Communist Manifesto? He said, I was going to use the word socialist, but I wanted a more definitive term. He was saying socialists, they're always like arguing with each other and they always lose and everything. So he just used a different name, is what he said. But somebody told me the difference between a socialist and a communist is a communist is in a hurry. That's the difference. A communist is in a hurry. All right. So Jim Beam. Oh, price. Yeah. $8.99 for the McKenna. $12.87 for the Jim Beam at Walmart. $12.87. Well, I thought that was a good price, if you want to be techno. I'm probably gonna have to get up during this and go talk to the roofer, the contractor, the construction guy. Got to pour more. Then I'm gonna get on Facebook and check I'm gonna try to get caught up on that because I know people posted a lot in alcohol eggs, and I really was busy this morning. I didn't get a chance to check anything. I was trying to watch all the Major League Baseball highlights, and then of course Fox Sports wasn't working. They've been having technical problems, like the video will come up and it won't play. So I had to use Yahoo, which they're too fast. They're only like 30 seconds. You get a little glimpse of the game, but it's inadequate for people with attention deficit disorder. And then I was looking at all the NFL highlights. Well, then I had to go to work. So it took the whole morning. Kind of random, but have you ever heard of the rap group Suicide Boys? They're really a popular group from New Orleans. No, I have not. Like Biden and his flunkies. Yeah, I like Suicide Boys. Okay, Facebook is working now. Not something Ron would like, I don't think. Probably not. Oh, it was down. I heard Instagram was down. Good. If Facebook's down, that means nobody can post anything and I won't have to catch up as much tomorrow or tonight. All right. Appearance. Well, I would have to say the appearance is about the same. They're both amber. Now, you see, yesterday morning, I got so shocked, so embarrassingly shocked, because I did Virginia Black versus the McKenna. And Virginia Black is really dark. It's like mahogany. It's not black, but, it's dark. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to get this right. I know what I'm doing. I am the best. I'm the best and all of this. Well, I wasn't saying that, but you know what I mean? Like, I know I'm going to get it right. Because Virginia Black obviously has flavoring added and all of this, and I'm going through it, and I'm like, oh, this tastes like this tastes like that, this is like this, and that's like that. And I was like, oh yeah, so the Virginia Black is not worth the price. It's $38, and the McKenna's $9, rounding off. And I said, haha, and then I showed the label. I was like, I had it wrong. I felt so embarrassed. I couldn't even get it right. Well, that just confirms that Virginia Black isn't worth it. It's $38 a bottle versus $9 from McKenna, and I couldn't even tell them apart. Which means you might say, yeah, but you're bad at tasting. A really good person could do it. Okay, well, when they start making videos, I'll watch them. Poor Mariners, they lost out by 1 game. You're right. I went to see them twice in 2007. Great price, man. Washington is now being taxed for bags we use. Gas here is $4.70 a gallon. Sound like some kind of communist country. What does chill filter mean? What's the difference between non-chill filter? Well, non-chill filter means they don't use that chill method. They use like a charcoal, they drip it through charcoal. Chill filtering was something that was developed by George Dickel back in the 1870s, 80s, or 90s, I don't know, late 1800s. And they claimed it was a better method because it was faster and it cleaned up the whiskey. All right. And then chill filtering became like the common thing because it was faster and it cleaned up the whiskey. And then later, with the onset of like craft whiskey, then it was looked down upon. Like, oh, it ruins the whiskey, it takes away the flavor, it makes it too clean, it ruins it, or whatever. So now people will say, oh, it's non-chill filtered as a touting, to tout. Like, it makes it better. Like Jim Beam say, it makes it better. Regular Jim Beam is chill filtered. They just crash the temperature down below freezing. And there's a process. You can read about it. There's a process. But the prohibition repeals non-chill filtered. Well, therefore, it's going to cost more. There used to be a green label called Jim Beam Choice, which I had bought in Frankfort, Kentucky, and it was great. And it was charcoal filtered like Jack Daniels, and they got rid of it 4 years ago. Somebody said that Beam-Suntory, the Japanese Suntory, didn't want to pay for the extra money, to pay the extra money to chill filter it. But I never saw anything official about that. Back when Pabst used to own Old English 800 malt liquor, they used to charcoal filter it. It used to say on the can, charcoal filtered. I didn't save that can because I didn't know they were going to stop doing it. I would have saved it, as evidence, so people wouldn't say, you're lying, you're lying. I was not lying. I used to always say charcoal filtered. That's really weird, But then Miller bought Old English from Pabst in 1999, and you never saw chill filtered. You never saw, charcoal filtered on the can anymore, or the bottle. Okay, so, yeah, so it's a method of filtering it and expedite. But if you go on George Dickel website, they brag about chill filtering. They say we chill filter, and it's better. Well, that's their opinion. It's like blended whiskey. Get on the Johnny Walker website or Chivas Regal, and they'll talk about it's better to blend whiskey. You don't want that stinking rotten single malt, bland, boring stuff. You want good blended whiskey. Well, it's all marketing. What are they supposed to say? We make blended whiskey. It's terrible. Don't buy it. You know what they're going to say. I like them both, tell you the truth. I've had straight whiskeys, single malts and blended, and they're good. If it's good, if it's a good product, it's good. I remember that charcoal filtered Old English 800, says David. Oh, you remember that? Yeah, that was in the 90s. Okay, time for the taste challenge. Well, I hear them hammering, so they must have determined that it's dry enough to do the job. Or maybe they really determined they were ready to leave and they don't want to come back tomorrow. They got the money already. You think it's a good idea to trust contractors? If you believe that, you might believe anything. All right. You say, well, you can trust them to cash that check. Oh, well, yes, that's true. This smells like vanilla, oak, a light char. It smells mild. It smells like whiskey, but it just smells standard, you know, like regular old whiskey. Nothing bad, nothing exceptional. Exceptional. Scary. Nothing exceptional, just regular. But it's fine. It's fine. Remember, the most I paid for both of these, for either one of these, is $12.87. Is insurance covering all or most of it? Well, let's hope all of it. They paid me the money already, you know, like Allstate say, here's the estimate of what we think it's going to cost, and they gave me the money. Nah. Naturally, I'm not going to try to go over. I agree. My painters and gutter guys 10% down with a balance on completion of the job here. Yeah, but see, they got us over a barrel in Louisiana. They want the money up front. And you could be hard and say, no way, you get half now or whatever. But all they'll say is, well, I ain't coming. I'll just go to those other 50,000 jobs. You know what I mean? What are you going to do? Tell them to get lost? They'll say, okay, bye. They're in hog heaven right now. This one smells milder somehow. Yeah. You see, this one has a more pronounced, like, saturated wood. It smells like oak that's been saturated with whiskey. This one smells like real mild bourbon, but there's a nuttiness to it, like walnut or something. But it's good. It smells good. Now, you say, oh, you're drinking cheap stuff. I'm pretty sure we all know that already. But they're good. I like the new chant at sporting events. Let's go, Brandon. Oh, yeah. All right, time to taste. I was watching the National Football Cartel just yesterday. The National Socialist Football Cartel. I'm sorry, I said it wrong. I mean, it's vanilla, sugar water, oak, light char. I mean, you know, it's just, there might be a little bit of that green wood, that cellar mold that you get with Jim Beam. Tastes fine. I mean, $12.87. Yeah, it was a lot cheaper than most stores. Most stores I went to had it for $17.89, $17.89 or $17.99, but Walmart had $17.87. Real curious about that Beam Repeal Batch. Don't recall trying a Suntory I liked. Cheers, sipping a Seagram's gin. It says Kethet. It pet. It's good. If you see it, well, there's a locator tool. You might be able to track it down on their website. I'll put a link to the website. There's a locator tool. You might be able to track it down. But if you see it for like $20-something, don't buy it because you're getting clipped. You're getting ripped off. This is interesting. This is very interesting because there's a lot of wood here. Now, you see, the aroma was like bland, but there's a lot of wood. A lot of oak. They're both sugary sweet. Whiskey tastes like sugar water to me. Medium bodied, medium long finish, standard appearance. So appearance, body, finish is tie. Aroma, one smelled duller, more dull. The other one is a little more bold. The flavor is real tricky. Confounding in a way. You hate to come on here and get it wrong, but then you hate to try to like play games like you're some kind of expert. Like, oh yeah, let me think of something. No, you just do your best and see how it shakes out. I can't get Henry McKenna in this town. In this town, I cannot get it. I think Walmart might or probably still sells the Repeal Batch. I don't know about Winn-Dixie, but I wouldn't shop there anyway because their prices are outrageously high. Mathern's, I don't think they ever sold it to start with. I just don't think they chose. It's a small, it's not really that big of a store, so they have a limited selection in their whiskey. They have a really famous whiskey selection, liquor selection for the river parishes, but it's limited. They dealing with regular stuff. I mean, you can get regular stuff there, of course, cheap, moderate, expensive, but they deal in specialty products that other stores just do not carry. So like Blanton's, they all their Blanton's came in. They had like 60 bottles, and they were calling people on the waiting list. Your Blanton's is here. Then the hurricane hit, so that put some people on a delay, and they were probably saying, "I can't come get Blanton's right now. I'm trying to figure out where to live." So they probably said, well, don't worry about it. Just we'll save it for you, something like that. Especially these people that's been buying liquor from them for years. But they were selling it for $59.99. So other stores I hear sell for $100. That's why I like Ron. He gives his honest opinion, no matter what anybody says or thinks on the product, says Sonny D. That is true. Do companies ever use any other type of wood for barrels? Only ever heard of oak. Yes. Oh, Blanton's got a great reputation, but somehow I just can't appreciate it. Well, I tried. I have a bottle. It's nice, but I don't see why people want to pay $60 for it, to tell you the truth. I mean, when I'm drinking it, do I think $60? No. I just think to myself, I'm glad I didn't buy it because somebody gave it to me. I just picked up a Knob Creek single barrel today, says Johnny Tactical. I've never had Knob Creek, but I know a lot of people like it, so it's probably really good. Man, after that rainstorm, while they were doing the roof in, it makes me want to drink bourbon, and a lot more than this. You know how you feel right now? I feel worse than that. Well, obviously, the McKenna is winning because I can't really tell them apart, and it's $5 cheaper. So, well, $4 cheaper. So, I wouldn't say the availability for either one of these is like exceptional, but the price is. But $4. Is the Jim Beam Repeal Batch really worth $4 more? Oh no. You say, but it's not Joe Feltad. It's 86 proof. I'm not really picking up a proof difference here, which is strange. Let's see if I can do it. 43% alcohol versus 40. Yeah, that's close. You think that's easy? It ain't easy. Ringo Starr said that. He said, you got to pay your dues if you want to play the blues, and it don't come easy. And it's a game, and you're full of hate. I think I got it now. I'm glad I thought about that proof trick. Jim Beam has an off flavor to me that I don't really enjoy. Really? Knob Creek is a Jim Beam product, I do believe. Oh, yeah, Beam-Suntory. I think you're right. Cheap or expensive, whatever it is, if you think it's all right or good, maybe even your favorite, then it's what it is. Cheers. Please, peace and love, says B Aviation. I agree with that theory. That's my working theory. People should drink whatever they like drinking. You know what I mean? Not whatever they're told to drink. Like Bud Light, why are you drinking that? And the answer would probably be, well, because I like it. My neighbors next door drink Bud Light. They love it. Sometimes they drink Miller Lite. They love it. Do they want someone to come over there and tell them what they need to drink? No, absolutely not. They come home from work. They got these Marlboro. I don't know what brand it is. It's Marlboro. It's like a white package. It's got gold print on it. I call it white and gold. And they're sitting at the patio table, you know, and they're like, oh, they're tired from work and they're drinking Bud Light out of the can, you know, they never poured in a glass. They're like in their mid to late 50s. They really don't want somebody coming over there telling them what to drink. I go over there and try to broach the topic of trying different things, and they're never receptive. You know, they'll humor me to an extent, like, oh, yeah, I might have to try that. But you could tell that they don't want to try that. Do I have a conniption fit? Do I go over there and lecture them on how they need to learn about beer? No, I don't think they need to learn about beer. They know what beer is, they buy it, and they drink it. Ringo also said, don't go where the road don't go. Right. And he was coming up the drive. It's an antiseptic flavor that I don't prefer. Marlboro Lights. Oh, that's what those are? Okay. My friends give me a hard time for drinking natural ice. I just say, well, Miller Lite is so much better, huh? Yeah, Miller Lite is so much, actually not better. It's just so much more expensive. But see, next door, they ain't buying no budget brands. I bet you in their entire house, in their entire yard, there is not a single budget brand whatsoever. You know, I know people like that. They will never buy a sub price brand. I don't care what it is. If it's a generator, a lawnmower, oil, cooking oil, grits, coffee, beer, hairspray, name it, they ain't buying no cheaper brand. And they don't care about a blind taste test because they ain't going to do it. If they buy mayonnaise, it's going to be Heilman's or Kraft or whatever. You know what I'm saying? If they buy coffee, it's Maxwell House. If they buy beer, it's Miller Lite and Coors Light. Well, in their case, Bud Light. They're not going to try natural light. And the guy's brother-in-law was telling me, I was saying, I'm drinking natural ice. He seemed confused. I said, it's made by Anheuser-Busch. Oh, yeah. He said, that's one of those off brands. I said, well, it's made by Anheuser-Busch. It's been on the market since 1994. It was like talking to that screen right there on that window. No registration there. And really, that's how a lot of people think. They're not going to drink it. They're not going to try it. They're not going to entertain it. They know nothing about it. They don't care about it. In my opinion, that's limiting yourself, and it's making your life a lot more expensive because you could buy a lot of value price brands that are as good. And in some cases, think of Keystone Ice. There's a very sad to say gone product, but they don't do it. They're not going to do it. They just won't. You know, they're not going to do it. Forget it. Just forget it. So if they have a can of beans in their pantry, it's not going to be Food Club. It will not be Food Club. It will be Van Camp's, Blue Runner, you know, Heinz. You know, I don't have to tell you what you know already. I feel like a winner when I get a 15-pack of beer for $9. Well, I came close to that yesterday. I got a 15-pack for $9.49. Natural ice, of course, and I drank one today, and I loved it. Go over there with an IPA. Haha. Oh, that would be just a fiasco, a disaster. It would be a disaster. Great Value from Walmart has good products for really cheap, and I am guilty of getting a lot of their stuff. Yeah, and it's all probably made by, like, if you get Great Value coffee, it's pretty clearly made by Folgers. And if you did a blind taste test with medium roast Folgers and Great Value, you would probably not be able to tell them apart because they're probably, I did not say that. And but I can get a huge 48-ounce canister of Walmart's Great Value medium roast coffee for like $8. It used to be $7.92, but with I want to thank Joe Biden and the U.S. Congress and Donald Trump to a large extent also for that. It's now up to $8 and something. But go try to see what the Folgers is for 48 ounces. You will be very not happy. Do you lose any value on the great value? No, you do not. Don't understand why people like Bud, to be honest. Rice filler throws me. Natty Light is I like Budweiser. I like Budweiser. I don't like Bud Light. I prefer to drink less and buy the slightly more expensive beer I enjoy more. And it goes back to my working theory, which is people should drink whatever they enjoy drinking. Makes sense, right? If you want to spend more, look, these people I'm talking about that only buy the name brand products of any type. Am I saying that's a criticism? Oh, no. Buy what you like. They love it. They love it. They love it. But it's, it's very expensive. It's going to cost you a lot more to live your life. But then you're saying, well, I can't die. If I die, I can't take it to the graveyard. If I'm in the graveyard, I can't spend it. You're right. When you die, you cannot go and buy food. But anyway, it's all about various outlooks, how you want to manage things. Who's the winner here? Well, I have to say Henry McKenna is the winner. And why is that? Is it way better? No. I would say it's not a percentage point better. It's the same. It's a tie. They're both fine. They're fine. Are they great bourbons? Do you think great bourbon is $9 a bottle? But are they really nice? Yes. And are they worth the price? Absolutely. And should you just shop for the cheapest one in this case? Absolutely. I paid $8.99, and that's the one I'm going with. So cheers to Heaven Hill. You win. And that's it. So I'm going to say this is Jim Beam. Oh, it's the Henry McKenna. Man, this is turning out terrible, except I get to taste everything. But well, I said already I couldn't tell them apart, so it's a 50-50 shot when you're going blind in that case. I'm so grateful for Joe Biden. He's very good at helping us with inflation. You mean so we can have more of it? I understand. He really loves it, and everybody's laughing. Henry McKenna has been doing well in these challenges. It has been doing well, even though I can't tell it apart. And the reason it's doing well is because I can't tell it apart. Get it? That's the beauty of a cheap bourbon, when you can't tell it apart. So the answer is, why are you paying more if you can't tell it apart? My answer would be, I would not pay more. What percentage of whiskeys do you think are virtually the same quality and taste? Well, I would hate to guess a number, but I bet you it's a pretty high percentage, probably 60%. 60%. Now they got people stunting and fronting, and they'll be up there talking, oh no, I know my whiskey. I know my whiskey. Okay, good, great. That's great. Havana's great. Well, how about you do some videos and do blind taste tests, and let's see how well you know it. But it can't be recorded. Oh, no. It has to be live. That way, if you get it wrong, it's posted. And don't be a snake and go back and delete it later because you got shamed. Keep it posted. I keep all mine posted. Do you know if Henry McKenna is widely distributed in the United States? I'm going to look for it. I think it is pretty well. I think it is pretty widely distributed, but I'm not sure. So I would strongly suggest that you contact Heaven Hill. They have a number you can call it, and they will tell you. Evan Williams, another good value product. I love the Evan Williams green label. I might go buy some more, and I think I can get a $7.50 for $9.99, and I'm not kidding. All right, thanks everybody. Well, this more or less turned out like I expected. I thought it would be a challenge, and it was. I thought it was very likely that I would get it wrong, and I did. What's coming up next? Well, let's go look at that. Let's go see. Got the McKenna. Oh, larceny. Well, now look. if I'm going to pay $19 to $24 for Larceny, I mean, it really needs to beat Henry McKenna. That's $9, and Larceny is made by Heaven Hill. But I wouldn't be super confident that Larceny is going to win. I wouldn't be super confident. It's got a nice little story, some of which might be true. And there's a special small batch that's more higher proof. It costs more and all of this and that. But I wouldn't be shocked if Larceny, which is at least $10 more, loses or ties. And if it ties, it loses, right? If it's a tie, it's a loss because $10 more. I love the green label. Local stores stopped carrying it and packed. Oh, 10 high. Yeah. From Sazerac. 10 high. Well, yeah, I would rather have the green label Evan Williams because that's straight bourbon. 10 high is flavored bourbon. So you got to question that. Is it worse? Now, it may not be worse, but it is flavored. It's adulterated. You know what I mean? It's not pure. Was there more damage to your house? It was just the damage, you know. It wasn't more damage. It was just the damage. I'm not sure I understand that question. All right. Anyway, thanks for watching this video production. Tomorrow morning, I plan on doing Henry McKenna going up against Larceny. And I predict, could be wrong, terribly wrong. I don't think I'll be wrong. But I predict that the Larceny will lose by virtue of price point. I just do not think it will justify the $10 extra. No, not, yeah, Dust Busters right now, right? All right. So get ready. And then for Wednesday, we'll go up against we'll do Henry McKenna versus Cooper's Craft. I mean, Cooper's Craft is $23, $23 to $25. Does it justify its price point? I would not say so. I think it does not live up to its billing. Would you consider putting Evan Williams Green Label versus Henry McKenna? Yes, I would. And in fact, I am seriously considering buying some more Evan Williams Green Label, a full 750, because you know, back in 4 years ago when I was in Kentucky, I just bought a 375. I got it so cheap. I mean, I was like $3.99. I said, well, for $3.99, I mean, I can't go wrong, and I didn't go wrong. It was really good, but yeah, I think I might. I just think I might take that. I might do it. I got to do it. I have to do it. Evan Williams, the green and black, they need to get a full bottle. Those are worth it. Oh yes. All right. Thanks for watching this video production.